like one man could. One and one, gonna set you on my knees.
Oh, gravity, stay the hell away from me. Oh, gravity, fucking man, taking better man than me. How can that be? Keep me where the light is. Woo-hoo. Come on, keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Hi guys. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Are we doing this? Are we working? We're working right now?
Did we do it? Can you hear me? I think it's working. I think it's working. I have to talk pretty loudly on like this. Maybe if I switch this.
Am I still talking loud? I feel like this is a little bit better, but there's more noise. So is it really better? Or maybe if I do that now?
Okay, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay on this one. I'll just talk louder. That's fine. That is not a problem. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Wholfie's Driving Podcast. It is 8:49 p.m. today, and we are done with the summer semester. Yeah, just finished out the last class. We got out. We didn't get out like super early. I think we got out like maybe 45 minutes earlier than normal, but we got out early, which is always good. And we kind of just had a. If you guys have ever worked on like an art project or something, we had a post-mortem for the class, which is pretty cool. It's essentially, uh, this guy is just taking his sweet ass time. Okay, we're good. It's essentially like just talking over what went right and what went wrong. What the fuck is he doing right now? Now he has his warning lights on for some reason. So I'm not gonna stay in this lane. I'm gonna come over here. He's also only driving 40 miles an hour, so there's probably something very wrong with his car. Shouldn't be on the highway. Postmortem is when, after a project is over, you all gather around. Everything's done, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you go over what happened, what went right, what went wrong. Write everything down. Make sure you just learn about what happened, so that you can either repeat, like learn how to do things well, or learn how to avoid doing things bad. And it was cool because we basically just shot the shit for like an hour and 45 minutes, or an hour and 15 minutes, and we just talked about like what we wished was in the class, what we liked about the class, what we fucking hated about the class. So it was nice. It's a lot better than the system that our school has right now, which is you don't get to see your grades unless you fill out this survey about your teacher, and your teacher, like, we give that to your teacher, and that's about it. Like, the questions are super weird and like open ended, and it's just not a good system. My school sucks. Don't go there. It's called Cogswell Polytechnical College. I do not endorse it unless you want to pay a lot of money and then end up not graduating, because that will happen to the majority of people that enroll every semester. And those are facts. They have good. Now, don't get me wrong. They have a lot of good classes, and I met a lot of good people there. But I also met. Never mind. Let me retract that. I met some good people there, and they have some good classes. A lot of the classes are thrown in, and you're forced to take them for the degree plan. And a lot of the people are fucking assholes / lazy pieces of shit. So there you go. There is, now that it's a bigger campus and they know that they have more students, there's more of a distinct separation between people who are incredibly serious about whatever field they're in and the slackers. So it's this is literally the time, my graduating year and the next graduating year and what the fuck we do is going to be the deciding factor on whether or not Cogswell's accreditation was worth it, and if their degree is means anything. Which is fucking scary because I've already given them a lot of money and I owe a lot of money. So if I get my degree and it ends up getting unaccredited or worth shit, or in the industry Cogswell becomes to be known as a bad school, then I'm fucked, which sucks. But it's okay because my work's going to stand out, and most employers only care if you have the degree and they don't dig any further. Alright. And if you guys are in high school, take that into consideration too. Only if you're going to Ivy League schools are they going to give a fuck about your how well you did in high school. The only thing that they're going to care about is your SAT score and whether or not you graduated. Minus a little bit, or plus a little bit if you had honors classes or advanced classes or extracurricular, all of that extra stuff besides hard academic numbers just goes for super high end schools, alright? Not even state schools. Harvard, Stanford, all that fucking shit. Alright? Don't even worry about it. I hate watching movies where people are kids are in high school and they're freaking out I have to do this and I have to do this so that I can get into this school and get into that school. I'm it's so frustrating because it's frustrating for multiple reasons because thankfully I love doing art and I'm decent at it. So having fun with what I love to do is a gift that I cherish. Oh my god, I love working on video editing or doing animations or even digital. I fucking suck at digital painting, but I have a yearly subscription for Autodesk Sketchbook and I'm gonna fucking use it, and it's fun. It's still fun even though I'm really bad at it. So because I love high school was easy, but getting into an art school is a lot different than getting into a high-end business school or a medical school or what have you, right? So I'm just saying, when you're in high school, you shouldn't act like you're in college, and when you're in college, you're gonna wish that you had time to act like you should have been in high school. And the reason I'm saying that is because high school is free. You usually aren't paying rent. Some parents are fucking assholes, or they're not there, which sucks. I apologize to you if that was the case, but I wasn't paying rent, thank God, or bills, which was awesome, or for food. And I had a part-time job, so I had a little bit of extra money, but I spent all my time working on art. or like speech and debate stuff, which like was actually, it was fun, but it didn't really amount to anything. And I didn't spend a lot of time, like, I didn't do sports, I didn't do a lot of extracurriculars besides speech and debate, I didn't go to a lot of parties, I didn't go to a lot of friends' houses and just hang out, and just be a kid in high school. And now that I'm in fucking college, I literally have to spend every waking moment that I have making sure that I'm getting as much as I can out of this time, because 6 months after I graduate, my shit's gonna hit the fan, and I have to start paying money. 6 months after I graduate is when my life officially has to just start running. Like, I have to start at a 60 miles per hour, and I have to go, or I'm gonna trip. Even if I have like a single hiccup, then I'm fucked. And I graduate in about 6 months. So I have, quote unquote, a year to get all my shit together so that I don't ruin my life. And it's really stressful thinking about it. And I fucking wish that I still lived at my mom's house, and the only thing I had to worry about was if the girl I liked was going to say yes when I asked her out to the dance, which she said no, which sucks. But I worked my way around it, and I got that yes. Fucking, that's right. But I wish I could just go to school and hang out with my friends and kind of learn and not give a shit about my grades because it's high school, and then just study for my SAT and play video games all day. Like, do you even understand? Like, if I knew as much as even a quarter, even half of the stuff that I know now back in high school, I would be a fucking YouTube, Twitch fucking mogul right now. Like, I would have been on Twitch ground floor and YouTube a little bit later, but like Twitch and Newgrounds, like ground floor, like, alright, I have to start animating for Newgrounds now. And as soon as Twitch is up, I'm gonna start fucking streaming literally whatever I can. And I'll just be one of those guys that have been on the service forever. And it's easier that, like, there was day 9 was like, I think this was before Comic-Con or something, right? And it was weird because he put up episodes of the day 9 show thing, but it wasn't Hearthstone, it wasn't any other indie game, it wasn't anything, it was just him answering questions at story time. And one of the questions that he got asked was, how did you go from just starting out as a streamer to what you are now, with this huge fan base? And his answer was so simple that it makes you wonder why there isn't a shit ton of, like, super popular streamers that started out the same way Day 9 did. And literally his answer was, I was just one of the first ones that were streaming. There was, like, a site that was meant for, like, this stuff, but they had this one option. So I was like, hey, wait, I could stream. Like, I could stream. And it was, like, one of the first streaming services, and he was one of the first streamers. And literally that's how it happened. Like, he didn't, like, go through, like, voice acting training so that he could entertain better. He didn't go through, like things, so, like, he's not, like, he was pro, but he didn't go, like, into, like, super hardcore training so that he's, like, people watch him because he's the best. People didn't watch him because he was funny. People didn't watch him because he had good insight. People didn't watch him because he was a personality. They literally watched him because he was just one of the first ones there. That's fucking awesome. Like, Ego Raptor was one of the first people to start, like, putting out quote-unquote quality animations on Newgrounds. And that literally, like, jump-started his whole shit. Because he ended up, like, people go on I heard about this new site called Newgrounds, there's a bunch of shit on it. And there's only, like, a few hundred videos, you're gonna end up watching Ego Raptors eventually. And mine too, if I had started then. But I didn't, and now I'm fucked. But that's okay. time travel is bad, and that is why. But let's talk about something else. The semester's over, sort of. I still have my online class, which technically is over on Saturday because that's when my essay is due. So I still have to do that, and I still have to do the final quiz for the class that I just had. But I don't have to drive down to San Jose anymore. Like I can literally do everything from home starting now, and I get 2 weeks before the next semester starts, 2 or 3 weeks before the next semester starts. So I'm happy about that. Other thing, my school is weird because it's a semester school, so they have a fall and a spring semester, but they have a summer semester too. So what ends up happening is when everybody else at like all the other colleges, which are mostly quarter, like they have quarters instead of semesters, or they only have the 2 semesters and no summer. And that's like what usually whenever I run into someone else that's still in school in college, that's where they're coming from. They're going back to school this week when I'm ending, or they're going back to school the next week, or the next week from this week or the previous week, and they started school that week. So it's good and bad because like the friends that I would have like at other colleges, I can't hang out with because they just started school, and I couldn't hang out with them before because I was in school. But now at work, there's more open shifts because people have lighter availabilities because they have school. So that's good news for me. Bad news is that most of those shifts are opening shifts. So I'm kind of fucked in like sleep ways because I'm going to be opening pretty much every day except for the weekends. And then on the weekends, I have normal shifts. But like, it's whatever, right? Um, so I'm excited for that. I get more money. I like money. I get more time because I don't have to drive to San Jose 2 times out of the week. Next semester, though, I'm going to be driving down 3 times out of the week because I have one weekly class and one bi-weekly class. But I might talk to the teacher. Maybe she'll let me get away with just once a week so that I'll have to drive twice. But 3 times a week means that there's going to be more podcast episodes. So I guess that's cool. I'm still only going to be recording one way, so the episodes are still going to be the same length. But maybe I'll release them more frequently. Like maybe we'll do 2 a week instead of just one. We'll find out. I'm still not entirely sure the best way to upload them. Like I have the Here Be 3 channel with my brothers, and I was trying like literally for my upload date is Monday, and I recorded a video on my drive home on Monday, and I tried uploading it when I got home, and it got stuck at like 14% processing for like 3 hours. So then I like deleted it off the server and tried to upload it again, and then left that one overnight. And then when I woke up, that one was stuck at 45% processing, and then I deleted that one, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do this again. And I did it a third time, and I uploaded it at home, and then I had to go to work. So after my shift or on my break, I checked it, and that one got stuck at like 80 or 90% processing. And then I was like, fuck, I really hope it's not because I was singing in the beginning. So I turned a little bit off, and then I was also like, oh, well, I guess I'm getting closer to 100. But then, like, I got home after that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to upload it from my phone, and I'm literally not going to go away from this upload screen until it is done uploading. And then it got done uploading in a couple of minutes because I was on the home Wi-Fi. So I was like, all right, then I guess I'm not going to move until it's done processing. And it finished processing a day late, which is okay. But if this is going to be an issue, then I might do something else. So that's in flux again. Hooray! And this also means that maybe we'll talk about something else besides Overwatch and besides Hearthstone and Pokemon Go, because I'll have time to play Overwatch. They just released in development video for the next Heroes of the Storm like patch, like big update, and they're adding Zarya from Overwatch into it, and I'm literally so excited. I haven't watched the video yet because I just saw it like passing glance, and I'm so stoked. Like I like literally two of my like top 3 or 4 favorite heroes from Overwatch are now in Heroes of the Storm 2, and I got to play them in a MOBA setting. That's fucking dope. Like it's just fucking great. So good. Also, on the drive to school, I got a call from my local GameStop telling me that my League of Legends pop vinyls that I had pre-ordered are finally in. He said something about a coupon going on too, so you might be able to get me a discount. But they're in, so I'm gonna go pick them up tomorrow. Yay! I have work though, so it's gonna be after work. Ooh. But I don't have shit to do afterwards because I don't have school no more. I have to write an essay and finish my final quiz. But I can do that from home. Yeah. Also, Pokemon Go, right? I just switched my shifts with one of my coworkers on this coming up Monday. I don't have school anymore, so I can go do shit. And I'm gonna open instead. I took his morning shift and I gave him my like later shift because he's still like a young dude, and I think he's like 20 or 19 and I'm like 22, whatever. Like we're not that far apart, but when you work at Starbucks, you form strange bonds with people, and it's not like exactly like, oh, we're like fucking like best friends now, but it's not exactly not that. It's more than coworker like bonds, but it's less than like immediate friends. But if you like keep in contact, they become friends afterwards. And a lot of the people at my store are like best, like 2 of them are like literally best friends. Like 2 of my 3 shifts are like literal best friends. And then like some of the regular baristas are like friends, and they have like a group, right? And we're all just kind of friends now. And it's kind of like it's like a work family is the way I'm going to describe it, because that's the way it makes sense in my head. And then you notice things about them, like one of my shifts is a vegetarian, and she just doesn't like the taste of dairy or meat, and it's not because of like the animals. It's like whatever. That's cool. Alright, good for you. So she only has soy and coconut milk drinks. So whenever I'm talking with her, I have to keep that in mind so I don't like offer her something that's not that. One of my shifts is really into Rick and Morty, which is my favorite. We're gonna talk about Rick and Morty at some point, and it's like one of my favorite shows. And she's like all into it. I got one of my other shifts into pop vinyls, which is something I'm passionate about. Now they've gone way overboard. They make more money than me, so they've gone like super overboard with the pop vinyl. But we talk about that. We talk about Bob's Burgers. Like just you find stuff out about people. And I know that one of my coworkers doesn't like coffee. Like he literally doesn't like the taste of coffee. He doesn't drink coffee, and he can't really handle warm beverages. So whenever when he started, we would have to make his drink at kids' temperature, and he would always get like a hot chocolate every time. I think he had, or like a tea. He'll grab a tea sometimes, and I think I might have done him like a white chocolate mocha, but with only like half a shot or no shot. So this is the kind of guy I'm dealing with. So I figured he doesn't want to open or work in the morning as much. So I was like, all right, he'll probably switch with me. Let's ask him first. And he said yes. So I'm going to work in the morning, get my coffee, literally drink as much coffee as I can because I'm going to get off at 2 p.m. I think 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 12. I don't remember. But get off work, and then I'm going to go to San Francisco to play Pokemon Go with a bunch of my girlfriend's friends. And we were going to try to wait for, like, one of our other friends, but she doesn't get off work, so we might go a bit later. But we're not going to get back until hella late because the parking lot, like the parking structure that we go to, is the one right across from Pier 39, and it's expensive as shit. But if you leave it in there for over like 6 hours, then it's just a flat rate of $60, which I know sounds really expensive, but finding parking in San Francisco sucks. Really hard. Like finding parking in cities is just the worst. And if I'm gonna be there for an extended period of time, I might as well. That's fine, whatever. Because literally everywhere else is pay per hour, no matter what. It's just how long. And some places you can get like parking validation and get you like some of that money, which is cool. That being said, Pokemon Go, right? Still haven't found a Ditto. Right now, my leading theory is that you have to take Ditto is number 132 in the Pokedex. I'm pretty sure he's 132 in the Pokedex. So you can't catch a Ditto in its transformed form and have him like stay there because there's a Pokedex entry somewhere that says the infrared lights that come out of the Pokeball when you catch Pokemon breaks Ditto's transformation. So there's no way that any of the Pokemon that you have already caught will end up just being a Ditto somehow. Which is smart on Niantic's move because that'd be fucking weird. There's also no way you can hatch a Ditto because Ditto can't go into an egg because he doesn't have a gender. At least that's how it works in the traditional games. And they've data mined the egg stuff, so I'm pretty, like, everyone's 100% positive Ditto doesn't come out of an egg. So you can't find Ditto in an egg. You can't find him in your bag already, and he's, as far as we know, not a region-exclusive Pokemon. So that's what we got so far, right? So what are we working with? So based off of the Pokedex entry, I want to, because there's another Pokedex entry that says when Dittos feel threatened or they want to hide, they transform into rocks. So a lot of people thought that if you caught a bunch of Geodudes or something would happen. And then people were thinking to the Easter eggs, so they're like, Bulbasaur is the first Pokemon Ditto fights with in the anime, so it might be a Bulbasaur. And Pikachu's the first Pokemon that it transforms into, so it might be a Pikachu. Or it might be a Geodude based on the Pokedex. And those are like the three main targets, right? And like Geodudes are like kinda easy enough to find if you're in the right biome. Pikachus are hard to find everywhere, and Bulbasaurs are hard to find everywhere. So I feel like Ditto wouldn't be one of like a Bulbasaur or a Pikachu somewhere. It might be a Geodude, but then again, how would you find out? Like, would you have to catch 132 Geodudes, and then that last one ends up being a Ditto? But then how else are you gonna get more Dittos? Because even if that's how it works, you're only gonna get 3 candies out of that Ditto. So why would they include a fucking useless ass Pokemon like that? That being said, maybe the next 132 Geodudes you catch will give you more, or maybe it'll unlock Dittos somehow, so you'll be able to just find Dittos in the wild, or we're not sure yet, right? The theory that I have right now is that you have to take 132 pictures of different Pokemon, and the light from the camera will be the same effect as the light from the Pokeball, according to the Pokedex, and break a Ditto's transformation. So, this is my theory right now. Also, I ran out of Pokeballs, because I haven't been hitting a lot of Pokestops. I just open it up whenever I can and catch whatever Pokemon are around. So I literally ran out of Pokeballs, and all I had was Great Balls and Ultra Balls left, and I wasn't going to use those to catch fucking Rattatas and Pidgeys. So, I stopped catching Pokemon for the last half of today, and I started just taking pictures of them, and I tried to just take shit tons of pictures of the same Pokemon, and my game crashed after 10 pictures or 20 pictures. So, I don't think it's 132 pictures of the same Pokemon will change it into a Ditto. I think taking 132 pictures of different Pokemon encounters. So it might work with if you see a Pidgey and then you initiate it, you take a picture, and then you back out of it, and then you go back into the overworld and then try it again and do that 132 times. Maybe that works. What I'm thinking is 132 different instances of Pokemon and taking pictures of them. Maybe you have to do it without catching any of them also. So that's the really difficult part, right? Because then you literally have to spend 132 encounters without catching any Pokemon, and Ditto has to be that last one. And I haven't kept up on the Reddit thread yet, so I'm probably going to check it tonight actually, but I'm not sure if someone's tried that one yet, or if they've data mined so much of the game that we just found out that it's region exclusive. So that's weird, right? The other thing is, Ditto has ties to Pikachu, or not but Ditto has ties to Mew and Mewtwo, because a fan theory from the game is that Ditto is a failed clone of Mew, and Mewtwo is the successful clone of Mew. And the reasoning behind that is because Ditto and Mew weigh the same, and they're the only two Pokemon that can learn Transform. So the theory states that Mew was essentially the only Pokemon that learned Transform, and Transform is this godly move. So that's why they wanted to make a clone of it, but the clone got all fucked up, and it only knew Transform. It's solid, and I'm pretty sure that's fine. But I'm hoping for Pokemon Go they don't take that as an Easter egg or something, because then we won't be able to get Ditto if it's tied to Mew somehow, because Mew is a legendary, and it's probably going to be event locked or something. It's going to be released for an event, which also I have some words about. But that being said, through the data mines, people found out yes, Ditto is in the game, and they found out the Pokedex entry, I think, and catchphrase for it, which it does have. So that means it can be caught out in the wild, which is good. And I think it had a spawn rate. I'm not entirely sure. But the important thing is that its capture rate was the same capture rate as Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander, which is interesting, right? Because Bulbasaur and Pikachu are one of those top suspects. So what does Ditto have to do with them? No one knows yet, because they've tried doing the thing where you walk instead of picking a starter, and then Pikachu shows up, and then you keep fucking walking. and people have been walking for hours of like movement and nothing's shown up. So everyone's pretty sure that's not the Easter egg. And I think that's it. Everyone's pretty much stumped. Because the Pokeball breaks Ditto's transformation, finding a Pokemon in the bag wouldn't work. But one of the coolest theories was that one of the Pokemon that you caught already was a Ditto, and you had to spin its portrait around, which is interesting because President Niantic said that we're just scratching the surface of the Easter eggs, and his only hint was keep spinning. And people have spun Pokemon portraits around for hours and nothing's happened. They spun the overworld map around for hours and nothing's happened. They spun Pokestops around for hours and nothing's happened. So the only other thing besides those that we've already tested is Pokeballs. And I'm pretty sure people have tested like encountering a Pokemon and then just spinning the Pokeball like that whole time. But I don't know how long they've tried it, and I just thought right now how cool it would be if, like, let's say you catch a Pokemon when it spawns. It'll despawn in 15 minutes. So what if you initiate it, and then instead of you just spin the Pokeball for 15 minutes until it despawns or runs away. But then, like, that puff will show up, and then a Ditto will be left there instead. Or it'll be a white puff, and it'll turn into a Ditto. How fucking cool would that be? And that means that Ditto would be, like, easier to catch. It's just that you have to be able to, like, get those proper circumstances and just fucking wait, which kind of sucks, right? But because it's like that, Ditto's probably not super strong anyway, and I think from the data mine, they've found out that Transform is not one of its moves, which is good. I have no idea what any of the other, I think one of them was Slam, and I can't remember the other one. So it's like an actual Pokemon, it's not a super OP, like, thing, so it'll be fine if they did it that way. But I haven't kept up with the Reddit thread, so I don't know what's going on in the Ditto search. I will get back to you guys on it, trust me. But I want to talk about the legendaries real quick because I love the idea of that New York or Times Square Mewtwo battle thing. That is just the coolest thing ever. But I can't drive to New York just for a Mewtwo. And that's an important distinction that a lot of people should have when it comes to Pokemon Go, because I should be able to get literally collect all the Pokemon. I should be able to do that. Every player should be able to do that. But legendaries are cool because in the games, you only got one. Which is an important distinction because that means that if they translate that directly to Pokemon Go, whichever way you get the legendary, there's no way to get more of him. And whatever candy amount that the legendary gives you, that's how many candies you're going to be stuck with because you won't be able to get more. That being said, that means legendaries are going to suck ass in this game because either they have legendaries at exclusive locations and people have to travel long distances, or they won't be able to get it. And the legendary is going to be super strong and it'll just be maxed out, so candies won't be an issue. Or what I was thinking, they might be able to go to cities, or maybe not cities, but like towns, high concentrations of Pokestops or gyms, and override a gym and have it be like a Mewtwo, and you have to like battle it that way, because I don't want it to be like, oh, you found a Mewtwo, go catch it, just how we catch every other Pokemon. I literally want to battle it like if I was battling a gym. So I feel like if they went to like every town or every cluster of gyms and then randomly overrid one to be like a Mewtwo at level 10, like a level 10's worth of prestige points, and it's just Mewtwo there, and you have to like will it all the fuck way down. That's fucking cool. Like, oh my god, that's cool. That is so fucking cool. And then when the gym gets sent all the way down, you'll be rewarded like some Mewtwo candies, and then you have to get 15 Mewtwo candies, and then you will be gifted a Mewtwo, something like that. Because then that way, like, you just leave the gym as a Mewtwo for like a day or two, and people can like spend their time there and they can just get the Mewtwo and leave, or they can just sit there and farm as much Mewtwo candies as they can and get multiple Mewtwo's if they want to, and then at the end of the day, just zero it back down to like a zero gym and be that way. Or maybe like every time you beat Mewtwo, you get candies that way. And when Mewtwo's gym hits zero, it'll just rebound all the way up to 10, and then you just keep doing it that way. I think that would be cool. But then, like, everyone gets legendaries, and, like, the effect of legendaries kind of gets dwindled down, because, yes, they're exclusive to, like, whatever, like, however they choose to release it, and you can't catch them in the wild, but they're also not going to be super strong. Like, unless they're just made purposely, like, super strong, so that you pretty much have to fight a legendary at a gym with at least 2 or 3 Pokemon or your own legendary, then that kind of works out. But then legendaries are just OP, right? And if you missed out on getting your legendary, you're literally shit out of luck, because all the other gyms are going to be filled with legendary. So that alienates a huge, like, I don't want to say huge, but like a chunk of the population that might end up just like not being able to play anymore because they can't take over gyms because it's full of legendaries. But the flip side of that is that legendaries are just kind of like literally just another slot in your Pokedex, and they're just shitty Pokemon because their status the same, like probably around the same way as the Dragonite, or even a little bit above Dragonite, so that like their max CP could be like 4,000 or something. But you're not gonna have enough candies to level it up. So, or maybe that's what everyone's waiting to use their Stardust, is to like level up their shitty ass Moltres all the way up, so that it can be a strong Pokemon, stronger than that fucking Dragonite that fucking Spooker's been using all day long. Legendary rants over. I said we were going to talk about Rick and Morty. I would love to talk about Rick and Morty. I'm so sad, Rick and Morty, because season 2 was amazing. Season 1 got me hooked. Season 2 blew my fucking brain out my fucking skull, and I was like, oh my god, I could jizz in my pants. The show is so good. And then at the end of the very last episode, they have one of the characters be like, oh man, wasn't that such a great season? Oh, it was so good. Too bad you're going to have to wait until 2017 for season 3, you son of a bitch. Like, literally, a character, like, fourth wall breaks, stares right into the camera and tells the audience, you're not going to get more until, like, next year. And this was at the beginning of 2016. It fucking sucked, man. And I understand if the creators want that much time, or if they want like a break between production, or maybe they need that much time
to like live up to what a season 3 for Rick and Morty would mean. But oh my god, it sucks so hard. And we just renewed our Hulu subscription because like the fall shows are coming back soon, and my girlfriend wants to catch up on like some of the summer shows that she missed. And we logged on, and both seasons of Rick and Morty are on Hulu Plus. Binge watching Rick and Morty. We're finally getting around to watching like animes because they're on Hulu instead of on Netflix. Because we kind of like exhausted some of the Netflix animes. Like on Netflix, literally the only animes I want to watch is Ruby and Blue Exorcist, and it usually ends up being like I'm literally not in the mood for this because I know there's better shows to watch, and I love like the concept of Blue Exorcist. I love the art style of Ruby, but there's literally better shit I could watch with my time. And I go on Hulu, and I just watched the first episode of One Punch Man today. I fucking read like so many volumes of One Punch Man, but I've never seen like any of the episodes. It's amazing. Oh my god, it lives up to everything I wanted to be. This first episode of One Punch Man is so fucking cool. And then my girlfriend, like as soon as I left for school, she put on Sword Art Online Season 2 Gunslingers, which I thought it was stupid, but like if she's gonna watch the first episode, let me know if it's any good, and if it is, then I'll watch it, because I loved the first fucking season of Sword Art Online. If you cut it in half and get rid of the Ironclad part, the Ironclad part was okay too, and I don't even remember if I finished it. I think I did finish it. But still, there's a lot of stuff on Hulu that's not on Netflix, and that's why I got the Hulu subscription, because like I know I could watch all of this stuff online for free, but I can't watch all that stuff and connect it to my Chromecast and just have that ease, like I can't just go on my phone and just have everything be like that, which is what I want. So shut up. I'll pay for fucking Hulu if I want to, and just let it die naturally so that Netflix absorbs everything, and I will gladly pay for Netflix like everybody else. Netflix is one of those things that like everyone kind of just pays for, and it's hilarious because like we're in a culture now where like people like internet is just a necessity. It's like a utility now, having internet, and it's not having phones or having like a phone plan, just having internet, because you can call people over Wi-Fi now, and you can instant message online, so you don't need phone carriers. If you want mobile data, then yeah, but you can just have internet and be fine. And then just have a phone that isn't connected to a carrier. You don't have to pay like monthly phone bills, and just pay for your internet and use your phone that way. But the internet as a utility is weird because when it comes to the internet, everyone has Netflix somehow. So does that mean Netflix is kind of a utility already too? Well, like yes and no, because like old people don't really have Netflix, but they have the internet, and then some young people just use other people's Netflix accounts, and then they just have like one Netflix account that pays like $20 a month, but they get like 3 or 4 different like people that can watch at the same time. And like I think right now I'm only paying for 2, paying like $12.99 for Netflix, and it lets me watch like 2 instances of Netflix because we gave the password to our roommate, so he can watch it without interrupting when we're watching it, which is like almost all the time. And I could watch it on my computer or my laptop if I'm not at home and my girlfriend's at home and she's watching her stuff. I can just watch my own shit and it doesn't like bother us. And it's one of those things that's like I will pay for ease of use, like gladly. And if Hulu, oh my god, like the main reason we stopped paying for the main reason we started paying for Hulu was because like regular Hulu fucking sucks. Hardcore. In general, even just on its own website, but then when you try to Chromecast it, or cast it anywhere else, it's fucking garbage. It's just fucking garbage. It's fucking gross. And it's worse than, like, if you don't have YouTube Red and you Google cast, like, YouTube stuff, and you end up with an ad, and you still see the little box that says, click this to skip, but it won't let you click because you're Chromecasting it, so it's not live on your phone, and you just have to sit there for the whole ad. It's worse than that, because it'll show you the ad will lag, and the ad will be in better quality than your actual video that you're trying to watch, and your actual video will lag, and there's like huge lag spikes between stuff, so you just end up staring at black screens for like minutes on end, and it's terrible. So we're like, alright, fuck it, we're just gonna pay for Hulu, and it'll be better. But then when you pay for it, it's almost the same thing except without ads. And the app is like hella buggy, and there's still hella bugs with it in Chromecast. So Hulu needs to get its shit together. It seems a little bit better now that like I haven't been paying for it for like 8 months, and we just paid for it again. Like we renewed it this month, and it's working out a little bit better, and it's ease of use, man. Like we live in an era where comfort is king, you know? Like if people can make money the most comfortable way possible, then they will do that instead of like all the other stuff. And then they will pay to make the rest of their lives more comfortable. And that's just a thing that happens now, which is fine. And it's not like that everyone just has more disposable income. It's that comfort is just an important fact for us now instead of just surviving and saving up money for like a good retirement. Which I don't know if that's a bad thing or just a natural thing about how people progress. Only time will tell, right? But we just pulled into the parking or into the driveway. We're home now. This episode's done. I want to thank you guys for listening, checking out the channel, whichever channel this is on. Thanks for just dealing with all this shit that I'm spouting. And if you agree, disagree, start a conversation down in the comments. I will read every single comment, like no matter what. Don't even worry about it. And I'll see you guys next time.